my god, hey, it's me again. Welcome to the video. Before we get into the juicy, flavorful meat of the video, I have something I need to talk about first. You guys know the drill. So as I've mentioned before in previous videos, my friend is in a pretty bad situation with an emotionally abusive parent and they need funds to help support themselves. They have a GoFundMe, which I'll be putting in the description of this video. Their goal at the moment is $300, so if you have some spare change you can pass their way, please consider donating, and if you can't donate but still want to show some support, please share the link around so it gets to as many people as possible. Again, the link will be in the description. Thank you for listening. Okay, so on to the video. So this video is pretty simple. It's just about an OC that I have, a Helluva boss OC. Their name is Crisis, and I'm just going to be telling you about them, their personality, and their backstory, as well as like where they fit into the universe and their like abilities and stuff. Because you know that my OCs, they always got something special. I got a little spice for them, you know? So, as I said, their name is Crisis. They're supposed to have a real name. Crisis isn't their real name. It's like a nickname they go by. They're supposed to have a real name, but I haven't figured it out yet. And as I was drawing them, this is a little off topic, but as I was drawing them, I was struggling because I wanted it to be anatomically correct. But then I realized that it was a cartoon and also my drawing, and I can do whatever I want with it. So they got thick trunk legs. But onto the actual character, they're a human witch, kind of, and they're about mid-20s age. They're pretty chill, if not a bit tired of life and all, and they like to be comfy, as evidenced by their poofy jacket and kind of fucked up jeans, as you can see. Those jeans have seen unspeakable things in their lifetime. They're pretty much me, so they're basically like a self-insert, but if I was cooler and more pink. So they have the same kind of hair and glasses as I do. So the concept of this character is that they were a human who was sacrificed to Lucifer by one of their parents when they were very young, 6 or 12 years old, I haven't decided yet. Instead, Lucifer decided to make a contract with them instead of their parent. Lucifer's reasoning for this was because they had more potential than their parent, and this is how Crisis came to know of hell and heaven in the first place and like have access to it. So basically the terms of this contract was basically something along the lines of make contracts with the 7 sins of hell and keep an eye on them, and in return you'll get a fraction, like a portion of my power and unhindered access to hell at all times. However, Crisis, being a legend, decided to go above and beyond, go beyond plus ultra, and not just try and make deals with the 7 sins of hell, but also anyone of significant power. Examples of other beings with significant power: Stolas, Valentino, and Alistair. Stolas is a demon prince, and Valentino and Alistair are both overlords. So they're not on the level as the 7 sins, but they're still very powerful within Hell's hierarchy. Because they were introduced to Hell at such a young age, now that they've grown up, that they live there, basically. They have their own apartment. They have a job, they have like hobbies they do in Hell, they basically live there full time. They also work for IMP, so they work at IMP with Blitz, Moxie, Millie, and Luna, but they do more office stuff like Luna, so like sorting papers, doing finances, keeping the place tidy, basically like a second little assistant like Luna. On top of working with IMP, they also do work for the sins that they currently have pacts with, so at the moment that's primarily Mammon and Beelzebub. It's my personal headcanon, and this isn't canon in the show in any way, I don't think, but it's my personal headcanon that when a being of significant power, aka one of the deadly sins, an overlord or a prince of hell, makes a deal with a human, that human gets a portion of their power if it's according to their contract, and also gets a sort of modified or alternate form when they use those powers, like when they consciously activate it. So that's actually what this next drawing in. This is Crisis in their Mammon or Greed form. It is the form that they got when they created their contract with Mammon, the king of greed, and one of the 7 deadly sins in hell. So Mammon was actually the first sin other than Lucifer that they made a deal with. When they were 18, they bought extremely expensive VIP tickets to one of his shows and actually got to meet him, and from there managed to convince him to make a deal with him. The terms of this deal are essentially help me manage shows and make money, and you can have a fraction of my own power and a small portion of profits. So yeah, since Crisis is kind of like a witch, like they can make potions and stuff, Mammon gives them supplies that are exclusively found in hell, and Crisis makes potions for Mammon to sell. The profits are split 70-30, so 70% goes to Mammon, 30% goes to Crisis, which is probably entirely unfair since Crisis does most of the actual labor, but what do you expect from the King of Greed? So as you can see, their greed form is very, very green. I tried to use as many of the same colors on Crisis's form as in Mammon's official design, and also wanted to have kind of the same vibe. That's why on the sleeves, the bottom of the shirt, and the bottom of the pants, there is those kind of like swoops. They match the design on Mammon with his weird shirt, dress, coat, Christmas tree looking thing. I wanted the vibe of Crisis's design to sort of be professional/serious jester. So they're in a pantsuit with a nice corset and tie. I put that little tie, that little flower on their tie to kind of be one of those water spray flowers some clowns have. And of course I had to give them the iconic jester hat. It's similar to Mammon's in which it has 3 spikes rather than just 2 like Fizzarolli's, but like Fizz's hat, their side spikes kind of droop down instead of sticking up. Like Mammon as well, they have extra eyes and limbs. It was a pain, an absolute pain to draw those extra arms. You can see that they're very awkwardly placed, but I'm still content with how they turned out, but just let me know what you guys think. So that's pretty much it for this video. This is the end of the speed paint. The next video that I post will be the second installment of drawing Helluva boss characters as their animal counterparts, and then the one after that will be the second installment to my Helluva boss OC. So it will be more Crisis alternate 7 Deadly Sin designs, which I'm very excited for. I'm really excited. I haven't started designing them yet, but I'm really excited to see how they turn out. I have some ideas floating around, but I'm excited to actually get them down onto digital canvas. But yeah, so thank you for putting up with all this rambling. If you enjoyed this, please stay. If you wanted to support me, please like and subscribe, and check out my other socials, and don't forget to also support my friend's GoFundMe if you can. And if you also have any feedback or suggestions, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you guys, and yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye!